God morning and good morning. Thank God for the wake up. Thank God for the wake up. Thank God for the wake up. I'm your host, Luis Lopez, and you're listening to Talking Cancer, My Journey, My Way. Welcome. Welcome to all the countries out there listening. Thank you to just everyone that has taken the time out to set my podcast up for 8 o'clock in the morning and get a good 15, 20 minutes of encouragement or facts. Whatever the case may be, whatever has you listening, I truly, truly do appreciate you. Um, this show for me is just it's therapy for me because, as you know, if you have been following along, I am living currently with stage 4 colorectal metastatic cancer. So, I'm not just somebody just bringing you just facts. Sometimes I'm bringing you how I feel as well. At this particular point in my life, I feel very, very positive. My mindset is good. I've been working really hard with affirmations and manifestations and meditation and acupuncture, getting my energy, my flow flowing at just kind of getting everything going. My nutrition, my health, all of these things have played a part um, in me, in my mindset. There's no hesitation in regards to how I feel or what I believe is going, what my future looks like. I live for right now. I live to treat people well, to love, and inform. That's what I do. Um, but I want to talk about today is the fact that, you know, colorectal cancer between men and women is the largest, second leading cause of cancer deaths um, in the United States. And I really don't want to talk too much about like statistics a lot. I just want to talk about that 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 number. That the number of the estimated number of people being diagnosed with colorectal cancer for this year alone, 2023, is estimated to be about 150,000 people. New cases. These are new cases, you know. And I want that to sink in a little bit. I know there's a lot of people in the United States, and that's just a fraction, a small fraction if you really think about the numbers. Um, because I think currently the U.S. population is about 330 million or something like that. So when you think about it on that scale, you're like, oh, 100,000 people, oh, not that bad, right? You know, but that's just colorectal cancer. That doesn't speak for all the other cancers. You know, your melanoma, your breast cancer, your just lung cancer, you name it. Um, it doesn't speak for those. Cancer is a disease, period. And when you get cancer, you could either get cancer once or you could get cancer twice. What do I mean by that? Well, I don't mean that you get it, you possibly could get rid of it and then it comes back. Yeah, that's very, very possible, yes. But that's not what I meant by that statement. What I meant by that statement was once you get cancer, your mind state can become cancerous, and all the things, the negative things in which you think about. You know, we have to look at this from a different point of view and learn to, for me, it was an eye opening experience. At first it wasn't, but it became to be because I started to understand and I started to gain clarity on on what life um, is truly about. Enjoying the little things and not really worried so much about all the other stuff. Let that just kind of just fall into place. You know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It is what it is, and not stressing so much over the bills or the getting a new car or whatever. If it happens, it happens. You know, um, just not stressed out as much, letting things fall at the wayside because this disease can give you cancer twice. You start worrying about your future. You start worrying about the disease. You start worrying about what's going to happen. What are my next test results? I have new, MRIs and CTs coming up, and right now, honestly, I'm not even worried about it. It just is what it is, you know. And sometimes, like right now, sometimes I even think about like, why am I even just doing these tests to see what, you know? But I'm gonna do them, and who knows what the future holds in future tests. But you know, right now I have them scheduled, so I'm gonna do them. But yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's just one of those things where I look at it and I'm like, okay, whatever. But your mind is the second cancer. What do you feed it? Could you feed it the negativity? Do you feed it just the stress? Do you allow it to continue to grow this disease that you have? Because it could be bad, you know? So I just want you to think about that. Um, the second lead is, yes, that's a huge number. And it's bad enough already. You know, I bring up this particular subject, as far as second leading cause of deaths in the United States amongst men and women in regards to the type of cancer. I say that because, I have now become an advocate in making people aware. I want people to become aware. I want people to listen to their body. I want people to be able to talk about it amongst normal conversation. Our younger generation needs to understand the importance of eating. Our younger generation needs to understand the importance of exercise. Our younger generation needs to understand the importance of generations. What we could possibly be inheriting, things like that. But a lot of our cancers nowadays, no matter what it is, has to deal with food, what we digest, the amount of processed foods we have, so on and so forth. Okay. It's very, I mean, some of the biggest things in the world, well, let me rephrase all that. the things that we consume in this world have so many different chemicals. It's ridiculous. You know, the way the world has a stranglehold on us, with all the newest and latest chips and snacks and, all of these things. Sugar, processed sugar, not natural sugar, sugar being probably the biggest culprit in this cancer game. The biggest addiction the world has ever seen. Bigger than cocaine, bigger than marijuana, bigger than anything the world has ever seen. Sugar. Sugar, which feeds cancer. In my case, the second leading cause of death amongst men and women, colorectal cancer. I don't know if you know, or you may, but cancer, although you may not be diagnosed, is in us. We all have cancer. But our bodies are remarkable, and we fight these cells off on a regular basis. But when our body gets to the point where we can't fight them off anymore, then they start winning the battle, and then they're big enough to be seen by the doctor, where they start wreaking havoc. But we all have these genes and traits in us. We all have these cancerous cells in us. But our body is so remarkable, it fights these things off. And lots of times, they never show itself because our immune system does the job for us. But as you get it, sugar feeds it. The second leading cause of death amongst men and women. And sugar assists and aids in all of it. It's a trip, because sugar does a lot. It preserves a lot of stuff. They use it to preserve a lot of things. Add flavor. It gets us completely addicted. And we don't even know it. We give it to our kids, we give it to ourselves, and pass it down. The latest, like I said, the latest snacks, whether it doesn't even really matter. Anything that you buy, even if it says it doesn't have sugar, has sugar because of the processing that it goes through. You understand? Processed foods break down into a bad sugar. Once you start eating it, no matter what it is, it could be an organic processed packaged thing. Once it breaks down into our body, it produces a bad sugar. Yeah. We must continue to learn. We must continue to learn how to fight for ourselves. I think the biggest part, probably part of the biggest part of my colorectal journey is the dedication. The dedication that I've put forth to do better, within myself, within my life, within my nutrition, and stay in that course. That's the hardest part, the dedication, because I see it. I see it. We go to restaurants and I'll order vegetables or a salad or something like that, or whatever the case may be. Some pasta, gluten free or something. Um, while everybody else is eating shrimp and lobster and steak and burritos and all of this stuff. So I think the hardest part for me is just that, the dedication, remaining remaining vigilant in the process. Now, there have been some perks in it for me because I feel great. Um, so it does keep me going to want to continue to feel great, to not want to have any pain in my stomach, to not want any of these things. Um, and how that translates, that's not in my hands. That's in God's hands. And even if there was a possibility of a cure through chemo or radiation or clinical trials, even if there was a possibility of a cure, and I go do those things, um, you know, the work, I could do the work and I could do all of that stuff, but the cure really truly at the end of the day is in God's hands anyways. You know, you can still have a cancerous mind state as well. So, but my biggest thing today was just to look at that number, 150,000 new cases in 2023, right? 150,000 new cases in 2023. 106 being colon cancer, and about 46,000 being rectal. Combined 150,000 new cases. That is crazy. And we could prevent the death of these by early detection. So I urge you, if you reached your time, if you reached your 45 years of age, please put in that request to get a colonoscopy or pre-screen, using your stool sample. Please do so. And if you're younger than 45 and you're feeling some weird, abdominal pains, or experiencing blood in your stool, or, brain fog, if you notice that your stool is getting thinner, all of these signs help with those things. To say, what, doc, I'm feeling, no, my stool is getting soft. I mean, it's getting skinnier. It's not the size that it used to be, and these are red flags for the doctor. But if then you could push to get these types of exams earlier than 45. It's not about anything else but just knowledge. Gaining the knowledge of understanding. So do your thing. That's my time. I appreciate you. Don't forget to tune in, like, subscribe, share. And I'm out. Peace, love, one.